exits the game. We saw Santiago Espinal pinch hit for Shohei Ohtani. The initial concern with Shohei Ohtani is it's left knee inflammation. He was pinch hit for in the 7th inning. The Dodgers announced he had left the game for left knee inflammation. That's the same knee that Shohei Ohtani had surgically repaired. I think that was in 2019. Bruce, initial thoughts with Shohei Ohtani going down?
Yeah, it's terrifying. There's not any one thing that you could do to this team that would slow them down more than if Shohei Ohtani were to miss time. So obviously it's a huge red flag. There's always the component with Shohei that it's not like a regular position player leaving the game with something wrong, because obviously even if there were to be nagging sort of soreness or something like that that would normally be okay for a hitter to play through or just miss a couple days and be okay, when Ohtani has to be simultaneously keeping up with his pitching schedule, throwing between start days, all that kind of stuff could get thrown off track too. So it's worrisome. I think Ohtani is the kind of guy too that he's played almost every single game since he signed with the Dodgers. This guy doesn't miss at bats or miss games for no reason. And for him to get pinch hit for in a 2-run game late in the ball game like that, I think definitely worried me, just because it was so out of the blue, and Ohtani's not the guy that normally misses those moments if it's not something serious.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that type of news, especially with, because that is his plant leg, it's definitely something, as a pitcher, that's his plant leg. That is definitely something that you have to keep an eye out for. And it's something that it's not just a small thing. I know on the video you don't see much there, but when you hear it's something on a surgically repaired anything, and there's an injury that pops up here, as our Matt Marino put some stuff in it. We've got some quotes, or not quotes, just some information about that knee. Surgery was to repair I got to figure out how to pronounce that. But it was the bipartite patella. So it's his on his patella, result of 2 bones and kneecap not fusing together at birth. It's an issue no more than 2% of the population suffer from. So it's something that Shohei Ohtani had corrected, and it's the same knee that he's having to deal with right now. Bruce, I mean, for me, how long is he going to be out is the concern. And Dave Roberts was just asked about the level of concern on Shohei Ohtani, and he said, quote, "not high." So that's great news. And Dave also said, I feel good with him being in there tomorrow. So it seems like the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani dodged a real bullet here. So the concern level for Dave is down. So fans, Dave Roberts comes out, and to whatever comfort that gives you, Dave Roberts said that the concern level with Shohei Ohtani's left knee is not high.
Big exhale collectively from you, from me, I think from everybody else in the chat too. Obviously it still is something to monitor and be aware of, whether he is in the lineup tomorrow, if he winds up being able to get on track and make his next start, all those things. But the worry that I had, as soon as he leaves the game is this something serious, obviously? And it sounds like that it's at least not something that the Dodgers are going to go and send him for an MRI or anything like that, based off what Dave Roberts said.
Yeah, the precautionary stuff, you have to do that with a guy like Shohei Ohtani, especially if there's a history of an injury in that area or any surgical whatever. Like that thing is just, big red flag in and of itself. And I'm very relieved. Yeah, Big Exhale is saying it very lightly, especially with the season he's having, Bruce. He's been on an absolute tear.
A completely blown game and a loss.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk offense. Shohei Ohtani, top of the third, 3-2 count there. Pummels a homer, right center field. So it's good stuff off Mitch Keller. That just seems like a starter that plays right into Shohei. Big sweeper, can go right into the barrel there. That just plays right into what Shohei Ohtani does best. He crushes everybody, but it just feels like one of those matchups where it's inevitable. And the data behind Shohei Ohtani's history with Mitch Keller proves that. So solo shot from Shohei Ohtani. Kyle Tucker gets very lucky, and a bloop's going to bloop sometimes. Tacks on 2 more there into the third. It's another day for having Bruce. He's been on an absolute tear on the mound, at the plate. He's been exceptional. So this is the Shohei Ohtani that we're seeing completely, and him just continuing on that without being, out for any period of time is big time.
GI made a good point in the chat saying, yeah, Dave Roberts also said that about Will Smith, who is now on the injured list. But I also think that Will Smith situation is not, I don't like expect that he's going to be out super long. I think that the soreness just wasn't going away as fast as they thought it would. So that's not the end of the world either, but it's a good point to raise that, it's possible Ohtani wakes up tomorrow and the swelling still isn't down, and then they have to look at it a little harder. But at least for now, it's not like that they're sending him straight to the MRI room. That would be worst case scenario.
Yeah, absolutely. And also on the slate, Justin Wrobleski had to exit the game in the 5th inning after taking a liner right off of his thigh, his hamstring there, jogged over to first base and kind of got tripped up on a PFP on a toss from Freddie Freeman there, got caught with the runner and came up a little lame. And what we saw there, Justin Wrobleski exited the game with the trainer. And that's something to note. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some possible replacements there if that is something that does indeed have to happen. Bruce, what did you make of Justin Wrobleski taking that liner off his leg and then going over to first base and coming up a little bit limp?
I'm sure that didn't feel good. I didn't watch it and think that it's something to be like super concerned about. Dave Roberts also, the quotes are just coming in. He said that Wrobleski's fine. So I think Robo probably will be okay with that. I certainly am more concerned about Ohtani than I am Wrobleski, because I think in that inning there was a big part of it too that it was sort of unraveling on Robo. So it was Eric Karros kind of said it on the broadcast that obviously it's not an excuse to go get Wrobleski out of the game, but
yeah,
I don't think the Dodgers were going to say, okay, he's probably got a Charlie horse that's swelling on his hamstring right now. This inning has already kind of gotten away from him. They weren't going to send him out there and just ask him to continue throwing. So it was a good reason to take him out of the ball game. So I think that had a lot more to do with it than any sort of injury that would last past today.
Yeah, absolutely. Justin Wrobleski finished the day 4 2/3, allowed 4 runs on 6 hits, 1 strikeout, and 2 walks. All of the damage that he allowed came in the 5th frame. Started with the solo shot there from Rafael Flores Jr., and then a 2-run homer from Brandon Lau. So that is something for me. I mean, yeah, just to what EK said, I mean, that it's an excuse to get him out of the game. He already looked like he was running a little bit out of gas, wasn't fooling anybody overall. Times tacks on 2 more there in the 3rd. It's another day from Kyle Tucker, Bruce, where we're seeing him look like a baby deer on ice. And that's how he looks. When he's swinging and missing, Bruce, he's fooled. He's fooled. And you saw it on, the drop third strike there where he reaches. He was as frustrated as you could be. Drop third strike, doesn't even realize the ball's there. And then he's like, oh, I got to go. I got to get. So it's just, what are you seeing from Kyle Tucker? Because I think it's all what we're seeing. He's a little bit lost, and a lot of lost.
I think it's been a whole lot more of the same through this year. He hasn't figured it out and he hasn't turned it on. Like you said, it's been a lot of plate appearances that it looks like that there's just not a great approach. He looks like he's searching for his timing and his rhythm that don't look like they're there. And he just hasn't had a presence through really any part of the season. Like he's an all-star or a superstar in the box with the confidence and the expectation that he's going to go up there and slug. That just hasn't been part of his game. And that's dragged on long enough now that it's definitely concerning for me. Watching him hit is frustrating. He looks frustrated. And, I don't know if there's a solution to offer from the outside, but I certainly was hoping that, 2 months into the season, more than that now, that it would have at least looked a little better, or looked like that it's starting to progress towards something better. And it just has looked exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about a snowball effect. GI says this right here. Tucker just looks miserable, and it's starting to really seep into his play. The poor run is affecting him. The dive in right field that extended that inning there. It's a play. I understand you're trying to make a play. I probably would do same stuff. Baseball is a game of inches. That's, sports a game of inches, and that's one that I understand trying to get it out there. And I bet that was equally as frustrating for him. I think it's a lot of negative outcome plays for him that are just compounding. And I know the bloop is a plus outcome there, but I know he doesn't feel good about it. We're talking he got jam shot at stuff here blooper to left, score 2 runs. But then again, that's not going to flip the script. That's not going to be something that hits the switch for him. People got some real big hot takes. Yeah, Foxy says he got a 2-run RBI, 2 RBI single. He should feel good about that. He feels good about that, but that's not good enough for where he needs to be. Dave Roberts has been very vocal that Kyle Tucker, now's the time. I've been on here with Anthony, with you, that yesterday was the time for him to do something about it. And he's going to continue to grind, but I don't think there's a whole lot of answers that we can put up that are going to change or, that we can diagnose what's happening. I would say with one of the best left-handed hitters when he's right in all of Major League Baseball. And that's not to be debated. He is one of the best left-handed hitters in the game when he's right, and we're not seeing anything close to that. I've never seen Kyle Tucker in the box playing this poor.
Yeah, I mean, when he was on the Astros watching those games and early last.
This was it. This was exactly it. You said on June 2nd, you put one of the issues I keep seeing with Kyle Tucker is just a severe lack of intent to do damage. So many swings that are just not geared to slug, going through the motion without any violence or real whip in his barrel. That's exactly what we're seeing time in and time out. It looks like when it's a breaker, he is not prepared for that breaking ball. Fastballs, he's getting beat to the spot. You saw that on the cutter from Mitch Keller. That's what resulted in the 2-run RBI single from him. But when it's something that should be blasted, he is just not getting that whip in the barrel. He is not up there looking like exactly what you said. There's a lack of intent to do damage. And it's another game of what we're seeing from him. And it's another game where there's a lot left to be desired with Kyle Tucker's play there.
And there's been, he's found a couple of gaps or rope balls down the line sometimes, where I think he's got like 18 doubles or something like that on the year. But the thing for me is a lot of those swings, those are the ones that in years past he's left the ballpark. And it just seems like a lot of his swings, even when he gets the pitch he's looking for, even when he's on time, just haven't been geared to really do damage. The best he's been able to do is rope a ball down the line or maybe find a gap. And I think that he, that just isn't the ceiling that he's looking for.
Yeah, it definitely is not. It's definitely stuff that, you have to monitor continuously. Thankfully, the Dodgers hopefully don't have to do any shuffling with the lineup, with Ohtani, hopefully being, A-okay. As GI says, Bill Plunkett reports that Ohtani felt discomfort in the back of his knee, hamstring area while running the bases. So you saw that, crossing home plate there, saw the clip of that, rewatched it a few times, try to find out, what really happened with him. But if he's okay, keep Kyle Tucker right where he's at in the batting order. Don't shuffle him around. Let him continue to do his stuff. But 3 strikeouts on the day. Nobody else is doing that. He's the only one that had more than one. We're talking 3 pumps. Like, it's just not good. Not good for Kyle Tucker right now. Another day where you shake your head. Some BABIP luck. Not concerned. I really want to talk about the young guys getting the opportunity right now, and how important that is. That they're coming up at the same time, like Alex Freeland, Ryan Ward, Dalton Rushing, all getting, I would say, a considerable amount of playing time, given what the Dodgers roster is with as many vets, and they're performing. How important is that for when young players come up and they're all performing and playing together, and them being able to go to each other and probably bounce a lot of that off each other?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge for these guys that are trying to establish themselves in the big leagues, to play off of one another, and just to see that success is absolutely massive. I've been really impressed with Alex Freeland since he came back up. I think he's consistently taking some really good at-bats. I loved what I saw from him against Paul Skeens the other day, to just step in and not back down at all from one of the best guys in the game. Ryan Ward has been slugging. He looks really good. Has also been a decent job in left field from him, which is nice to see. And then Dalton Rushing. I think Rushing is the least surprising of all of them. He's been waiting for any chance to get on the field a little bit more. And so I don't know if Chucky Robinson's going to get a game, because Dalton Rushing is just going to be in Dave Roberts' office after every single game saying, I don't care if it's a night and day back-to-back games. I don't care. As long as Will Smith is out, this is my chance to get some playing time and log some consistent innings here. So I think he's going to want to be in there as much as possible. And the other guy from all these young guys isn't as new to the big leagues, but I think we have to keep talking about Andy Pages and how much of a stud this guy is. He's leading the National League in wins above replacement. And
remarkable.
This like Dodger roster, all-time payroll, blah, blah, blah. Eddie Pajes is on a big league minimum contract, and he has been the best Dodger not named Shohei Ohtani, and it's not particularly close.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you there. That's always good stuff. Real quick, I just got to give a quick shout out to our friends over at Prize Picks. Everybody,